Welcome, teachers. Today, we're going to dive into something really powerful, based on the research of Dr. Sudandra S.G. This is all about giving you the right tools to teach your students something they desperately need, the art of strategic learning. Just think about that for a second. You can feel the frustration, right? The wasted time, that feeling of being completely lost. Well, that's exactly how so many of our students feel about their own education. They're putting in the hours, but without a real plan, they just kind of drift from one subject to the next, and they end up with all this scattered information that's really hard to use in the real world. So, that's the problem. How do we fix it? How do we help our students go from being lost to being confident navigators? Simple. We give them a map. We give them a personal GPS for their learning journey. Okay, so let's get into what this actually is. A learning roadmap, and this comes from Dr. Sudandra S.G.'s work, is way more than just a simple to-do list. It's a dynamic, carefully structured plan. It's about taking all those different puzzle pieces of knowledge and finally putting them together in an order that makes sense, one that leads directly to true mastery and, skills you can actually use. A really good roadmap does 4 key things. First, it makes the student actually stop and think, where am I going? What's my destination? Second, it helps them chart the most logical steps to get there. Third, and this is a big one, it acts like a filter, helping them pick the best resources and just ignore all the noise out there. And finally, it gives them a way to see how they're doing, to measure their progress, and if they need to, change course. And here's what's absolutely crucial to understand. This is not some rigid document that you create once and then it gathers dust. No way. A learning roadmap is a living, breathing guide. It's meant to be flexible, It has to adapt when a student finds a new interest or hits a roadblock. But no matter what, it always keeps them moving forward with purpose.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds interesting, but this idea of strategic planning, it isn't new at all. It's actually a timeless principle for success, and we see it proven all over the world and throughout history.
Let's take a modern, real-world example. A software engineer wants to land a great job fast. What do? They don't just start coding randomly. For the entire first month, they do nothing but research. They're looking at job postings, seeing what skills companies actually want. Because they built that roadmap first, every single hour they spent studying from month 2 onward was perfectly targeted, which just massively sped up their job search.
And what's so cool is how universal this is. I mean, look at this. This isn't just about school or jobs. Think about NASA. Their missions take years of training where every single skill is built sequentially, in the right order. Or look at the Japanese business philosophy of Kaizen. It's all about continuous, small, steady steps toward a clear goal. You even see it in the ancient Indian epic, the Ramayana. The hero's journey followed a perfect sequence. Get allies, find resources, build a strategy, and then execute. It's the same pattern everywhere.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but the real question is, how can you, as a teacher, actually use this in your classroom, like tomorrow? Let's shift from the theory and look at some super practical tools you can start using right away. There are a couple of fantastic digital tools for this. First, there's Coggle. It's a mind mapping tool, and it's perfect for helping students see the big picture. Think of it like a tree. The main skill is the trunk, and all the sub-skills are the branches and leaves. Then you've got something like Miro, which uses visual boards. This is amazing for breaking a big goal down into weekly chunks and literally watching yourself move a task from the to learn column to learning and finally to mastered. So satisfying. Now, a roadmap gives students the path, but we all know they also need the fuel to keep going. That's motivation, and we can build that right in, using the ideas from Daniel Pink's great book, Drive. Give your students autonomy. Let them pick topics and projects they actually care about. Help them feel a sense of mastery by really celebrating when they hit those milestones on their roadmap. And finally, connect it all to purpose. Show them how this skill will help them in their career or how they can use it to help their community. So as teachers, your role here really shifts. You become more of a guide, someone who empowers students to become these strategic travelers. And listen, there is some really powerful data that shows just how important that guidance is. And the data? Well, the data tells the whole story. A 2021 study looked at coding boot camps.
It found that students who had a structured week-by-week roadmap were an incredible 40% more likely to actually complete the program. But get this, they were also 30% more likely to land a job afterwards. I mean, we're not talking about small improvements here. This is a game changer. It's a fundamental difference in whether a student succeeds or not.
And that really brings us to the heart of Dr. Sudhindra S.G.'s research. This one idea changes everything. Our goal as educators isn't just to get students to work hard, it's to teach them how to work smart. The best learners, the ones who really get it, they aren't just working hard, they are strategic travelers. They know where they're going, and they have a map to get there. So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Now that you have this framework, these tools, how are you going to empower your students? How will you help them stop wandering aimlessly and start navigating with confidence, charting a clear path from where they are today to where they truly dream of being tomorrow?